everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the very special Tuesday Night Live. So we're going to give people time to come in, come in. Yeah, with my very special friend, Susie Carter, my coach. Love, love, love it. So good evening, good afternoon. Wherever you are in the world, we welcome you. We welcome you in. When you come in, please type your name in, type where you're from. If you're watching the replay, put in the chat hashtag replay and still tell us where you're joining us from. We are super excited to have you here. And there is Susie.
What's up? I'm so excited to be here.
What's up? So people are going to be coming in, Susie, but I just wanted to make sure that let me pull everybody up on Facebook so I can also see who is on Facebook joining us, right? So guys, remember, it's never a monologue, it's always a dialogue. Susie is here. She can answer your questions. Hey, Zena Latrice says, hey, my people. Hey, Susie. Can you see all the messages, Susie?
I see Zena's, I see yours, Festa Deladonna.
Yep.
Facebook user, hello.
Hello. Lanita Green from Dover, Delaware is saying hello. So come on in, y'all. Come on and join us for this great Facebook Live tonight. Juicy conversation, juicy conversation, as Susie likes to say, because guys, you guys know she's the profit coach. She's going to talk to us tonight about how we can just up level. I like to say up level our whole life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Up level, if you're an entrepreneur, you're thinking about being an entrepreneur, you are a parallelpreneur, whatever it is you are, you got a side hustle and you want your side hustle not to be a side hustle anymore, right? And you want to up level in 2021 the amount of money that you're making. Listen, my mother, Susie, always told me, and y'all know that my mother transitioned in July. But one of the things, while I remember several things, one of the things I remember is that she's always said, Esther, work smarter and not harder. Work smarter and not harder. And every time we would talk, I mean, every single time, she will ask me the question, are you working smarter and not harder? What I love, guys, about Susie, and I know I'm just kind of going into it, but that's because I'm excited. I can't wait for her to start talking and asking her questions. But what I love about Susie is as a business person, as a person, I'll let her tell the story, who has started several companies, taking them to and selling 2 companies for $10 million plus. She started, her business. I love her story because she tells you she doesn't have a degree. She's got her PhD, or what is it? Her public high school diploma.
Right.
She says that because what she's saying to me and to all of us is that if you just put your mind to it, you can do it. You can work smarter and not harder. And you can get to the financial level that you want to get to. Susie, let's begin. Let's talk. Let's have some courageous, forward-moving conversation.
Yes. I think a lot of us are really excited about 2021. I know I am. Right?
Yeah. Sure.
Get last year behind us, get all that noise and messiness and everything that's happening in our country right now, right? I want us to just take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath with me, y'all. And do it again. Because this is a new year. Everything that happened in the past is the past. And everything that's going to happen this year is we get to design it and we get to make it up. What I love about doing Facebook Live, what I love about doing courses in the beginning of the year is we get to make it up. Yeah, last year's over. We get to push reset, right? And this year is something brand new.
Brand new.
So, one, as Esther said, we don't have a shtick, right? We're here just pouring into you. Our commitment is you. Our commitment is showing up for you. A lot of you are in our community, which I'm so excited to see. Penny Lynn, Valerie Thompson in the house. So good to see you again. Zena's in the house, Sonia. So thank you. Georgia, yours in the house. That's right. Out with the old.
Georgia's in the house. Yeah.
Georgia's in the house. And so, it takes something to reinvent. It takes something to let last year go? I know Esther had a lot of challenges. We had a lot of challenges in our family. But look, I'm going to show you that little baby. Look at that cute little baby
Oh,
we
so cute,
have.
so cute, so cute. So you guys remember when I would send out text messages and I talk on my other Facebook Live about praying for this gorgeous little baby. So this is this precious little baby. And she, yeah, as God would have it, she is still here and will be here forever. So we have
Yes,
to celebrate her, celebrate. Yeah, that's
God
a
is good.
I like how you said that so much went on in 2020, the pandemic, many of us lost loved ones, health issues, just so many financial issues. We all had to pivot. Our businesses had to pivot. I had to pivot, Susie. You had to, but we still kept moving. What I love about what we're doing tonight, and I call it a special because this is to encourage you and to
Yeah,
listen, this is a new year, and no matter where you ended the year in 2020, we could always begin again. You know what I mean? This is the year this is the year for me. It's a year of possibilities all
yeah,
around me. There's possibilities all around me. And so whatever it is I put my heart to do financially, in relationship, in business and everything, I can do it. I just have to have the tools, the wherewithal, first of all, that umph to say, yeah, I'm going to do it, and then make the right connections and then continue to move forward.
yeah. So every year I create a word that I'm going to align myself with, a word I'm going to align my team with, a word that I'm going to align my clients with, a word that I'm going to align my partners with. I use it all in my marketing. I use it all in my social text, and it's kind of sneaky in there, right? I'm not just saying this is my word, right?
Yeah.
So I want you all to create a word. So this brand, the Profit Coach, Susie Carter, is a new brand, right? I've had 10 companies, 10, two $10 million companies. I had two, y'all, that were a dismal failure. Let me tell you, because I tried to do it with partnerships, right? I'm like, I need a partner. And the reality was I was just scared to do it myself. I was scared. So I'm like, I know I'm going to work with this person and we can do it together. And then I found myself in a situation where I was doing all the work and they weren't doing the work. We all feel like I'm doing more than they're doing. So look, I had to get out of that and get in a new business, right? Then I had another partnership that in the middle, we're doing great. She's like, yeah, I don't want to do this. I'm like, what? Right. So again, I'm like, I'm not doing this partnership anymore. So for the last 10 years, I worked with Lisa Nichols, built her company from 80,000 to 10 million again. Right. That's the sweet spot when I look at how are you building? So my first year, this is the third year in business, right? With this new brand. So the first year was build. My whole everything was about build it. And look, Esther, I was building it and then teaching it the next day, right? I'd stay up late to finish the PowerPoint and then teach it the next day. So I didn't have it all divinely figured out, right? So some of you are waiting to get it all done. You're waiting for the procedure. You're waiting for I got to get it all right. No, that's not entrepreneurship.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Entrepreneurship is fly.
Yeah, that's so true. It's not going to happen. Yeah. I spent years, Susie, waiting for the right, waiting. I need to have everything 100% waiting. And what I found that all I was doing was waiting.
Right.
It wasn't, I got to the point in my life to where I just had to take the leap. I had to take the jump and just believe God,
Yes. Yeah. So then the second year was all about sustainability. Now that's not a sexy word. When I prayed and that word came to me, I'm like, I don't like that word. I don't want to sustain, not knowing what we were going into, not knowing that the pandemic was starting, right? But God told me sustain. Keep doing what you're doing, sustain, consistency. All right. So I'm like, okay. And though this year I'm praying again, I'm like, please don't give me another word like that. Right. So this year is all about prosper. So we spent 2 years. That's right, Penny Lynn. 2 years of getting that foundation in place, building it, sustaining it to grow it. So I want to put in the chat, what's your word? What's your word? What's the word you're going to align with this year? You might need to get quiet, but trust your gut, right? Trust your gut and to go. You can call it gut. You can call it God. You can call it your higher power. You can call it your intuition, whatever you call it. I call it God, right? I sit down, I'm quiet and I'm listening. Right. I don't know. I wasn't always that way. I wasn't always a good listener. When I got married, Esther, to my husband, my grandma on my wedding day pulled my husband aside and said, I don't know why you're marrying her. She don't listen.
Oh, listen. She don't listen. She don't listen. Yeah.
Prosper,
Yeah.
Penny Lynn said, love it. Penny Lynn said, opportunities. That's her word, opportunities. Because what happens is the opportunities will start to be all around you, right? You'll start looking at, when I got in my challenging place, in 2020, because we all did, right? We all were on the roller coaster, right? Lynetta said endurance. I love it. Right. When we got on the roller coaster, I just had to sustain, keep building it, keep building it. Valerie said, my word is momentum. I love how that it just pops right up there.
Yeah,
Momentum.
I'm me. I'm popping it.
Oh, that's you. You're popping. Look
Ooh,
at Esther showing us how, right?
Guys. Yay!
I love it. So endurance. Esther said possibility and growth. Is that yours? What's yours?
Yeah, that's mine. Possibilities and growth. Yeah.
Right. So that leaves so much creativity, right? But the one word will be with you all year long. So now once you have your word, then we have to go and create our financial plan. I know it's not sexy. I know it's not fun, but everything in business is a financial formula. Everything in business is a financial formula. And I used to suck at math. Those are my story. I was horrible at math. I was not good at it. I was so bad, Esther. I always make my clients feel good when I tell them this part of my story. I was so bad that I would have my checking account. I would have to close that checking account, go open a new one because I couldn't balance it, right? It was just a cluster. And my banker finally said, Susie, what are you doing? I'm like, I can't balance it. He's like, okay, well, you can hire a bookkeeper. I'm like, I can't afford a bookkeeper. He goes, okay, well, you can do QuickBooks. I'm like, okay, how do I get QuickBooks? What do I do with QuickBooks, right? So finally got a financial system in place that allowed me to create, like Sonia's saying, consistency. Allow me to look now like to the penny every month, right? We're on budget. I can look and go, here's where we're at. Here's what we did. Here's what we did in GLP. Here's what we did in boot camp. Here's what we did in the Big Money Business Summit. So that we're looking at what do we need to do for 2021? Take your past to create your future. Now, if you're like some people and you have a job, right? We call that your investor. You have a job and you're building your future. How much money do I need inside of my side hustle? So many of you know Dr. Allie. She's been in our tribe forever. She's been with me for nearly 9 years now. 9 years she's been working with me, right? In many different capacities. And she is a doctor. Her real job is she's an audiologist. Her side hustle now, she actually makes more money in her side hustle than she does in her job. Now, I keep trying to get her to quit her job, but sometimes that back door, sometimes that security of a job or a relationship, keeps you staying too long, right? Yeah. Sometimes you stay at places too long when you need to change. Who am I talking to now, right? You stay in places that are too long because you think they're comfortable. But they're not necessarily comfortable. But they're comfortably uncomfortable. When you look at that, sometimes, and I do it, right? We all do it. We all get comfortably uncomfortable with that extra 10 pounds, comfortably uncomfortable in dysfunctional relationships, comfortably uncomfortable in our financial dysfunction, comfortably uncomfortable. So I want you to look at, where am I comfortably uncomfortable? What am I tolerating? There's things. I love
that word. I'm sorry. I love that word, comfortably uncomfortable. Yeah. That's a good word, because that's where many of us live. Yeah. We live there.
You can visit it, right? It becomes a sabotage mechanism. Mm-hmm. It becomes a dysfunction when you live in it, right? Because we all experienced comfortably uncomfortable last year, right? We all experienced it. And then you either pivoted or you suffered, right? Like, woe's me. And I found there were 3 people last year. There was the first group of people that were like, woohoo, party, day drinkers. They're, party hardy. Then there's the second type of person like, Susie, let's get it over with. Let's get back to normal. Okay, there's no normal, right? We all know there's no normal. What's normal? We don't know. There's so much racial tension and divide and political divide, and people are scared of you. We don't even make eye contact anymore. Like, you can see me smiling whether I have a mask on or I don't have a mask on, but people won't look at each other anymore. There's a third type of people, which is us, and we're the generals. Like, you're showing up. I don't know what time it is in your time zone, right? Penny Lynn, I think, is 3 hours behind us, right?
Behind or ahead? Because she's in where? Hawaii?
She's in Hawaii. So she's 3 hours behind me. So she might be 6 hours.
6 hours behind me. Wow.
6 hours behind you to go, whatever, I'm showing up, right? You're 3 hours behind me. So it's 3 here, it's 6 there. That's, that's time to go home, cook dinner. And you're like, no, I'm doing a Facebook Live. I'm talking to my people. I'm I'm pouring into people.
Yeah.
What are you willing to get out of that comfortably uncomfortable zone, right? Because you're in a comfort zone. You're not comfortable. Don't get twisted. We're not comfortable in that comfort zone. We're just in the comfort zone, right? And so to create a new reality, we need to start with your financial plan. We need to get really clear in your financial plan. You need to buck up, grow up, have an adult conversation about your money, about your finances, about what you want, about what you're spending. Look, when I had to be an adult and responsible for what I was spending, Esther, because you're like me, we like our shoes.
Ooh, love, love, love.
Right? Because shoes you don't have to get naked for, right? Shoes, you can buy 10 pair in one sitting, right? You just give a little fat foot in there. I have a little fat foot, right? You slip your little fat foot in there and they work or they don't work, right? Where clothes, you got to go in that room and take it all off. And I don't want to see my body in those mirrors, right? That's comfortably uncomfortable, right? Yeah. So when I got really clear and had an adult conversation with myself about my finances, right? I've only used American Express because I don't use any other credit cards because I got in trouble one time with credit cards, meaning I had debt. You swipe a card. I'm like, I need something to make me, I want the financial freedom and flexibility of a card, but I don't want the balance of a card. So American Express in the old days, they don't, you don't have to pay it off now. I still do. You used to have to pay it off, right? Yeah. So in the beginning, it's like, I have $1,000. Can I pay that off? If the answer was no, I didn't buy it. Right? If I didn't think I could pay it off this month, I didn't buy it. It really gave me a strong financial discipline because I was immature with my spending habits. I was like a child just going, well, I want it. I deserve it. I want it. I deserve it. Okay, well, that's not in line with my goals. That's not in line with my relationship goals. That's not in line with my financial goals. Right? And so that comfortably uncomfortable in being an adult around my finances gave me freedom. Right. And now it's just as fun to save and I see the accumulation as it was to spend. Now I don't want to spend. Right. I have to really want to do it for me to put my money down to do something, to go, what do I need to see? What do I need to get? And what's the ROI on that? And a pair of shoes. I still love my shoes, Esther.
I do too.
I still love my shoes. Right.
I just don't buy as many.
Right. Well, that's because we don't wear them, right? We're not wearing them anywhere. So I'm in my boots every day. So I'm like, I don't need any new shoes. But I'll have to send you a picture of my shoe closet so people can see. Yeah. Like people, when they come in my closet, they're like, oh my gosh, I've got 2 walls of shoes. And now they're starting to go across the top of the of the closet, but they're pretty, right? They're all on display.
That's me. Well, yeah, I discovered during the pandemic how many shoes I had, and honestly, how many still had, the tag or I didn't wear. And I said, all this time, you invest, I thought I've invested all this money in shoes when I could have invested a lot of this, you're sitting and you're thinking about pivoting, how I could have taken that and invested even more myself. Don't get me wrong. I still love my shoes. I still, I don't buy as many because I'm not going a lot of places. And if I do, I could just look in my closet. But I love what you're saying because it does bring discipline. And I began to look at how much money I'm spending on this that I could put aside to put into this that invest in my future. In other words, something else that could take me to the next level, that can help me up level. So that's how I honestly began to look at it, even, especially after I've listened to you so many times when it comes to how are you investing your money? How are you doing this? How are you investing in yourself? Such good information. Did I make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I had the same reality, right? I spent $24,000 on my Amex. And it wasn't for business, right? It was just frivolous. And I went, $24,000, that's my retirement account. That's what I said I wanted to put in my retirement account, and I bought shoes or whatever I bought.
Whatever,
you know what you bought. That's even scarier, right? Now I can look at my credit cards to know exactly what I bought. Yeah. And I'm buying something like you just said, because it's an investment in my education. It's an investment in my business, right? Yeah. There's not a lot of frivolous anymore, right? Because you just get really clear on the intention and the goal. And I'm not saying don't have fun. I want you to have fun. I have a fun life. I have a good life. I have an amazing life, right? I have everything I want and need, right? I think you get to that point in business where I love it. Sonia says retail therapy, use caution, right? Everything I want, I have everything I want, right? There's nothing There's nothing, right? I've traveled the world. I've seen everywhere, right? I do still want to go places, travel with my girlfriends and have experiences, but I don't need to go, oh, I need to go here or there, because I've already traveled everywhere in the world that I've wanted to go to. There's not a place that's on my bucket list that I haven't been. So those things are important to you. I buy experiences now. I buy experiences for my children. I buy
I love it.
experiences for
Buying
me.
experiences. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my education is the same way. I want to have education that has experience, right? So Esther has her event that's coming up in March, and that's going to be an experience. It's education, right? I'm going to learn and grow and prosper in my education while I'm having an experience with amazing women.
Yeah.
That to me is a great investment, because I'll never forget that, right? I can think about all my vacation courses that I've done.
Yeah.
Those are on my heart, because you'd sit by the pool with your little snack, aka cocktail, and talk about the training that day, or talk about, create friendships that day, right? So I want to look at, for you to go, what do I need to have me be full and complete as a woman, right? We believe in holistic success, where it's not just money, right? My values are my faith first, my family second,
Amen.
and my career third.
Yeah.
Right. Those are my first three priorities. And when they're not in line like that, I'm not clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then after my career, then I work on my education. Then I work on my physical. Then I work on my finances. Right. So I'm really clear. What are my goals? What are my intention in each area of my life, so that my life is predetermined and I'm the designer of it. See, some of us allow life to happen to us. Some of us allow life to happen to us. I don't want that to occur. I want to be the master of the writer of my own story. I want to be the master of my life and what I'm up to and what I'm doing. And for my children, the same thing, right? My kids and I, Esther, when they were little, we would sit in a circle and we would create our vision for our life, right? And we would have our little prayer. We'd pray before we did it. What does God see for us? And we would sit, they're little, right? They're 5, they're 6, they're 7, they're 8, they're 10. And Megan, who's now 31, she's like, Mom, I'm going to my friend's house with the girls. We're going to create vision boards, right? So little Hayden, who's 7, is creating a vision board. She's a skateboarder and she does dance and gymnastics, and to see what her vision is at 7, right? To go, isn't that just a beautiful blessing that I started with my children, 35 years ago, and now they're doing it with their children. And I was just doing it to get alignment and support, right? To go, I didn't have a big tribe. So I'm like, okay, girls, we're doing goal boards.
Yeah. Susie, I love what you're saying, because it's so real, because so many of us, we're all at different places in our lives. But I guess one of the reasons why I appreciate you is because I've watched your life. I've watched where the tongue in your mouth and the tongue in your shoes are walking the same way. I've watched to where, as you're telling your story, how, you lost your business, you were bankrupt, you were on your face, so many things happened. But every time you got up, you picked yourself up and you moved forward. I also love how you speak about the things that you did and how you can continue to move forward, how you build your business, and how you took it and you invested in yourself to build your business. And I think that's the area sometimes that we're just afraid to. Sometimes we look at, this is what I want to say, I guess. Sometimes we look at money and we'll go spend money in all these other things.
Right.
But we won't spend money on ourselves with experiences that, by the way, can last us a lifetime, or the life-changing experiences. Do you know what I mean? And I think what I love, that's what you speak about a lot when it comes. That's why they call you the profit coach. But while you're the profit coach, you make this holistic.
Yes.
And to where it's so important that we have all of those pieces. Listen, the Bible says, y'all know I love to read the Bible. That's my foundation. I stand on that money answereth all things. And I keep bringing it back to that, because I guess I keep bringing it back to that because I want people to hear that wherever you are in your business, if you're thinking about a business, and I know I keep harping on it, Susie, you're thinking about a business, you're thinking about you've got a side hustle or whatever it is. I have been blessed to have been embraced by a wonderful community of like-minded people who are ready to do business and do it with integrity and serve humanity and serve them well. And while they're doing it, they're building their legacy,
Yes.
realizing that wealth is our birthright,
Yes.
right? That it belongs to us. And I guess that's what I want to hear you talk about. I like to hear the stories of how you did, and I want to hear about what you're going to offer to all of us that's coming up. And I know I'm like moving ahead, but I'm excited about it because I know the opportunity that I got when I connected with you and when I went to things, and I'm just so forever grateful for that because my life has changed
Right.
radically, and I think people see it.
Yes.
So that's, yeah.
But it also changed radically because not only were you a good student, right? You took the work, you did the work, you put it into action. You didn't just listen, right? Because a lot of people come to training, a lot of people listen to this and go, "Oh, I love Esther, I love Susie." Who cares? Do something different, right? At the end of the day, Esther and I's ego or she-go does not need to be fed. Right. We're doing this to go, I want to feed Penny Lynn. I want to feed Sonia. I want to feed Lynetta. I want to feed Georgia. I want to feed our community and our tribe. And for me as a woman, when I first started training, look, I didn't know what I was doing. Let me just say that. God gave me this, message.
Yeah.
And grandma said, I don't listen, right? God gave me this message and said, you're going to speak to millions. Go out and speak. And I was like, what am I going to speak about? Right. I was a hairdresser. I was doing $250,000 a year as a hairdresser, right? That was my vocation.
That's a good hairdresser, y'all.
That's a good hairdresser, right? And that was back in the day. It was not all the technology we have today. Like today, I could make some coin, right? I always got my fallback. Still have my license today. I'm not letting that go, right? And so when I look at where I came from and listening and being obedient, right? And I went to my first corporation. Somehow, I don't even know how I got into speaking. Let me just say that. I called the HR person and said, I'm going to do this lunch and learn for you, teach women, how to package themselves. Women that wear makeup and professionally package themselves earn on average 20% more than women that don't. I'd love to come talk about that. But that was God. That was divine. That was God speaking through me because I don't know how I got that gig. So I came and did this lunch and learn and realized speaking was marketing. And I got 5 clients that day. There were 50 women. I was horrible. I didn't know how to speak. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't do it right. And I share that because sometimes you're waiting to do it right. You're waiting to get all polished and perfect. And if I waited till I was polished and perfect, I would have never left my house. Yeah. Right. Because my body, my ego, my smallness, made me sick and I was throwing up and going to the bathroom and I had every excuse to cancel, and you can cancel, right? It's your word. It's your integrity. So I realized wow, I could speak on this. So I did that for a little bit. And then salons and spas, Paul Mitchell found me and said, can you teach our salons and spas how to do what you do? I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, you make a ton of money. They don't make that kind of money. I'm like, okay, I don't know how to do that, but okay. So again, God giving me these opportunities and me listening and going, okay. And so I started teaching and speaking, and Esther, they're like, oh my God, I love you. You have a book. I'm like, no, I'm a hairdresser. That's that little voice inside your head that pushes you down and says, you can't do it. What do you? And I'm like, okay, I'll write a book. So I wrote a book, right? It became a bestseller in that industry. Look, this is my very first book that I wrote. Right. We are best selling in that industry. And so then they were like, Susie, we love how you teach on that. Do you have a product? I'm like, no, I don't have a product. If you had a product, we would buy it. I'm like, what product am I going to create? I had to go back and listen. I didn't have strategy when I started all this. I want you to know that. If I had to wait to get strategy, I was not that sophisticated, but I was a good student. I would listen to my mentors that were around me. I would go to networking events. I would go to education. And education isn't like it is now where it's so easily accessible, right? You had to know someone that knew someone, right? I would have never met Esther if it was in the olden days, right? There's no way. I'm in California. She's in Delaware. There's no way we would have met, right? And divine brought us together, right? And now we're like soul sisters and we love to play with each other. And so I want you to hear, if you hear anything, to go, what is God calling you to do? Yeah. What is your next?
Come on, guys, type it in, child. Type it in chat. What is God calling you to do? What's your next?
because that will give you an opening. It doesn't have to make sense. None of what I did made sense.
Yeah.
Listen, when I started working with Lisa, we said, we've got to raise money. We're going to take a company public. We had never done that, Penny Lynn. We had never done that, Lynetta, right? We're just like, okay, what do we need to learn? So we learned how to do it and we did it, right? And we took that company public. So I want you to know that the only thing that's limiting you is your mindset. The only thing that's limiting you is your limiting belief or your upper limit conversation of going, that's not for me. I'm not good enough. You know, that voice that talks to you that you shouldn't listen to, that we all listen to, that keeps us.
Can you type it in chat that the only thing that's limiting you is your mindset, is your limited beliefs? Type it in chat.
Right. I love it.
Susie, this is good.
Good, right? So when I look at what's happened in our economy today, right? So 49% of small businesses are in extreme hardship, meaning they can't pay payroll, right? They don't know if they're going to stay in business. 46% of businesses are on the struggle bus, right? So when I look at those numbers, right, I don't want to be on the struggle bus. I don't want to be in extreme hardship. I'll work hard, I'll play hard, but that takes a plan and that takes strategy. Right. So COVID, I was reading an article in Inc. magazine today that 33 million businesses shut their doors. 33 million businesses shut their doors. Mine didn't shut. Esther's didn't shut. Esther's opening another one. Right. There is prosperity all around us. Put that in the chat. There's prosperity all around me. There's money all around you.
Yeah.
Right. What's stopping you from capturing what you need to capture? The only thing that's missing is you don't know. Right? You don't even know that that's what's stopping you. And so, you know, Esther and I and a group of our leaders in our community are coming together to really talk about every aspect of your business: sales, marketing, operations, leadership, mindset, finances, right? Public relations, to help you get clear on what you want, to have a roadmap for 2021 so that you don't let 2021 just happen. You plan out 2021 to go, this is what I want. So funny. So Esther's doing this retreat, and we're really not selling this retreat. I'm just telling you my experience with it. And I had prayed about, I really want to do some events with really powerful faith-based women who they love their marriage, right? You know, there are a lot of people that talk junk about your man. I can talk about a breakdown, but don't stay there, right?
Yeah.
That love their marriage, love their family, love their faith, love what they need. And then I got an email from Esther about her event. And I'm like, okay, God, thank you. Right? And I'm like, I'm going to sow into myself first. If I sow into myself, then I can sow into Valerie. I can sow into Penny Lynn. I can sow into Esther. I can sow into Sonia. Right? So Valerie, what do you need clarity on? I love it. Mine didn't shut either, Penny Lynn. Right? So what clarity do you need in your business so that we can support you in getting the clarity? Because I don't want you to leave this call. I don't want you to leave this community confused, because confusion is a sabotage mechanism.
It is.
So you can stay confused. And how you know if you are in sabotage or if you're just in a spot is it consistent and persistent? If it's consistent and persistent, that's your sabotage mechanism. If it's a place that you're in, like we all were in confusion last year, right? Yeah. We were confused, we got clear, we did another thing. We were confused, we got clear, we did another thing, right? So it's an evolution of process. But if I'm always sitting in it, and I'm using clarity because Valerie brought it up, but there's also financial sabotage. Yeah. There's also relationship sabotage. There's also time sabotage, right? All that is what's your saboteur that's getting in your way for you to live inside your greatness, live inside your possibility. Awesome, Valerie. So she wants to build a VA business. So the first step, Valerie, is create your business plan. There's a couple different softwares out there, but I'll give you the one that's easy. It's called Live Plan, LIVEPLAN.
Can someone put that in chat, please?
Live Plan. For some reason, I don't know how to chat. There's no chat box for me to chat in, or I do. Live Plan. So Live Plan asks you questions, you answer them, and by the end of it, you have a business plan. You got to get it out of your head first, right? So we got to get out of your head. Like when I work with Esther in her her business, right? Her consulting business and her early
Early
childhood
childhood.
development,
Yeah.
right? We put together the plan. That was our first call. What's the plan? What's our revenue goal? How are we going to get there? Because everything else is obsolete. Because you will get busy being busy, and not get to the financial well-being. And we have to get to the financial well-being so you can provide for you and your family so that you can get busy being busy. Right. And as women, I'm sorry, men think they got it tough. We have so many hats we wear. We're the mom, we're the wife, we're the sister, we're the daughter, right? We're the business owner, right? We're the friend, like so many hats. We're the housekeeper, right? We're the janitor. We're all these things to every people. And so for us, especially to get clear on what my goals are and what your roadmap to your future self, your roadmap to your future self. Your future self is created. You aren't even who you're supposed to be. I'm not the same woman I was last year or even 3 years ago. That woman, unrecognizable.
That's
who
right.
I am today, right, is completely different than who I was then. And I love it, right? I love it, right?
Unrecognizable. Yeah.
Yeah, unrecognizable. So I want to know, what are you going to do differently in 2021 that gets you into a new reality and a new future? So we have the Big Money Business Summit. And so the Big Money Business Summit, we're going to talk about how do you move away from status quo into living an extraordinary life. It's a system, y'all. It's a system. Just like when you cook mama's greens, right? Mama's collard greens, I pull the recipe up. It's a system. Just like when you build something, like the way you get dressed in the morning, just like how you discipline your children, just how you get up, get dressed, get ready for the day. You follow a system consciously or unconsciously. Living an extraordinary life is a conscious strategy that I want to give you. Right? Learn why you keep getting the same financial results no matter how hard you work. You just don't know a couple things. Business is like a combination lock. One little tick off, that combination won't open. And so come so that you can really look at what's the combination for my future self now. My future self now, right? How do you build generational wealth and break the chain? Generational wealth where Esther is providing for her grandchildren. And then those children, because of the legacy that Esther is building today, right? She may never even be around, but they'll experience it because my grandma, right? Because of my mom.
My
Nona created something different, right? I'm Gigi, so I get you, girl. I'm Gigi, you know that. Right. We created something different for our children's children.
Yeah.
Right? And then their children to go, how do we create that legacy for future generations? Right. The art and science of creating profitable partnerships. Right. Esther and I are in a partnership. Right. We do business together in a partnership. She supports me. I support her. Right. To go, who can that be for you in your community? Find people that you love and adore and you want to do business with. Right. We have integrity-based businesses, right? We're making decisions. We're helping each other grow. We're helping each other's communities to go, how do I help you, right? How do you get a book? If you want a book deal, how do you get a book deal? Do you self-publish? Do you get a major publisher, right?
Yeah.
I published 10 books. This is a publisher, right? This is Simon & Schuster. Why did I do that? There's a strategy behind everything. Right? So how do you build a 7-8 figure business? Only 1.7% of businesses hit $1 million. Out of those businesses, Esther, less than 20% of them pay themselves a proper paycheck. Meaning I pay everybody else before I pay myself. Yeah. Right? And I say, no, not on my watch. I want you, if you're going to be the business owner, that you make the money you deserve and then some. Because profit is planned for. Profit is the value that I bring to my business. Profit is the value you bring to your business that allows us to continue to grow. That is juicy. So we've got much more content in that, but it's 3 days, right? So it's February 26th, 27th, 28th. It starts at 9 a.m. It's fun. It's interactive. It's all online, so you don't have to go anywhere, right? Everyone shifted when the pandemic hit. We give prizes away.
Do you have a PowerPoint you want to show or no? I can share the screen. It's up to you.
Yeah, sure. I can share my screen.
It's up to you.
I'm just sharing the topics. Share
Let's see.
screen. Here we go.
Did I share it with you? Did I do it right? Okay, guys. So
Yeah.
you know, I'm still learning technology.
So these are the topics. Can you see my screen?
I don't know if they can. Can they see it? Y'all guys type. Can you see it?
I think they can see it. I can see it on the bottom of my screen.
Yep, I think it's coming up. I do believe it's coming up, Susie. It's coming up. Yeah.
Okay. So the Big Money Business Summit is amazing, amazing, amazing. We're going to look at the top 2021 marketing trends and what you need to implement now. So 3 days, we got prizes. Every speaker is giving a prize. We're giving away close to $40,000 worth of prizes. Woo-hoo. Right? So it's $197, right? It's $197. I promise you, you implement one of these strategies and you will make your money back. So I want you to really look. There we go. There we go. Now you see it.
Great.
So this is some of the topics that we're teaching, right? How to become a multi-channel influencer. If you're not an influencer right now, we need to get you to be an influencer because we need to get seen, get heard, get paid, right? And everything that's a system. What's up, Miss Nikki? Good to see you. I saw you on Margaret's birthday party and now I'm seeing you here. It's like a reunion, right?
It is. It is. Hey, Miss Nikki.
So I want to show you all our amazing speakers that we have. Look at, there's Miss Esther right in the middle, right? So we have Constance Carter, who owns the largest African-American real estate agency in Northern California. She's got 7 different revenue streams that she's going to share with you. And how do you go from broke to living in a place of abundance? Melanie Clark talks about law of attraction and really looking at your money mindset. Esther is bringing the Esther. You know what Esther does, right? Halise Bridges talks about human empowerment and who I am makes a difference. Jill Lublin is my PR specialist. She's one of the people that helped me get my 6-figure book deal. Josie Martinez, who is our secret weapon, Esther's secret weapon, my secret weapon.
Wonderful.
Right? Is going to talk about systems in your business and how do you systematically grow, right? Nicole Wald is a copywriter. She's going to really talk about how do you get your message out there. Zena Latrice, she was on earlier. So Zena Latrice is talking about personal empowerment and what's the thing that stops you from achieving your goals, right? Jim Padilla is our man of the hour, talking about sales and really how do you have an online event that converts? Because we're doing meetings this way, right? We're all in meetings like this. We're all really looking at how do I pivot so I keep my team engaged, keep my consumers engaged. And then Katya Kemp is a global leader of ours who launched this business from nothing and became the largest online resource for speakers, authors, and writers. And she raised money for this project. She hustler, baby. So the link is in the chat, Big Money Biz Summit online. You can see it. I'm going to invite you to come. But more importantly, invite you to come. I need you to bring a friend.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't want to grow alone. I think what Esther and I have in common outside of I've been her coach, she's been a student, is we have that sisterhood because we've been together for 2 or 3 years in different programs together. So that makes a big difference is don't grow alone, right? Come and find your tribe, find your community, find people to support you. So bring them, drag them, kicking and screaming. You can drag them, right?
It's worth the investment. It's worth the investment because everything that you get is just, it's immediately, you can immediately put into practice. You know, Val is speaking about she needs clarity. You'll get clarity because you'll have I'm a very much a visual person. So I can look and see exactly there's a plan there. There's step by step. And I think that's what's great. And guys, can I say, how much did you say was it, Susie?
$197.
$197 is a steal because when I went to the Big Money Business Summit, where I actually had to fly, my husband and I went, right? We had to get airline tickets, hotel, and the registration, and it was worth it. So just imagine now that it's virtual, it's $197. How much worth it is that? I mean, so put
and
that
more content now, more speakers now.
Yeah,
it's going to go up in June. In June, it's going back to $1,000, $997. So it's going back up in June. This will be the last time we offer for $197. So you want to jump on it. You want to get your friends to jump on it. That will go away. That will go away. Yeah. And I'm not saying that just to say that. It truly will.
And so the other piece that I want to add, Susie, because of my community, one of my communities is that, of course, you know, my husband and I are pastors. And so many times we are looking as ways of faith-based people, any of us, any faith-based person, we're always looking for ways to where we could do what God tells us to do, to go into the world and, serve people, feed and just make sure, his word gets out there. But we never sometimes have the resources to do that, or the appropriate resources to do that. And this is an excellent way to where you begin. I love where I am right now, because now I could sow more into those, as Susie likes to call them, my passion projects.
Yes. Yes.
I can give more to that. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
And I could serve my community. I could serve God's people more. And so I don't want you to we're talking about money. Why? Because money answers all things. You need money to survive. And so, but you also need everything else. And what's good about the Business Summit, while the focus is on how do you build money, it's integrity based. It's integrity based, and you're not just building the money, but you're also building holistic relationships. Does that make sense? Did I make sense?
Yes, absolutely. We put you in breakouts, so you're going to meet everybody. My goal is that you meet everybody that's in the summit and you build those relationships. Right. So it's important that you know that we're just not talking heads. Right. Well, Esther and I, we're not talking heads. We're going to get you excited, get you up, get you moving, get you implementing. Right. Because the implementation is the key. Is the key. So again, Nikki says God uses all as vessels. He does. Yeah. He uses all of us as vessels. And so, I love this conversation, Susie, because it's a forward moving conversation as we are in 2021. I don't know what a lot of people are saying on Facebook. My husband just said, yes. He says, that's what the Bible says. Crazy girl. That's what the Bible says.
Sonia, can you post the Big Money Business Summit link again for me, and I'll post it up again, because I want to make sure that everyone gets that link. Take this time while it's at $197, guys, and invest in yourself. You cannot go wrong. Sometimes I'm at a restaurant and it's $197.
Yeah,
exactly. At the restaurant. Okay, so
right. And once all you get is a full belly, and it's gone the next day. We're gonna fill your spirit, right? Yeah.
This summit is going to fill you. That's what's wonderful. It's going to fill your spirit. It's going to fill your soul. It's going to give you skills and tools to where you can up-level your life. And that is what's wonderful about it.
Yes.
Nikki also says everybody has a gift, and why not invest in learning about money from Susie? Exactly. There's a reason why she's called the money prophet, or the profit coach. The money prophet.
I like that one too. That one works.
There's a reason for that. So here's the link again. Susie,
well, my clients my clients are the one that gave me the title Profit Coach. I didn't give it to myself. So my clients, we were in a focus group, just kind of looking at rebrand. And they said, Susie, you know what will you do for us? And I'm like, strategy? They're like, yeah, but no. They're like, no, that's not what you do. I'm like, okay, well, tell me what I do, because that's what I think I do. They're like, you're the money. You're the profit coach. You show us there's money everywhere. And it's true. I look at your P&L. I find money everywhere.
Everywhere.
Money all around you. I need you to know that. And here's what I want to say as we're heading out, right? Benjamin Franklin said, take the coins from your purse, invest them in your mind, and your mind will fill your purse overflowing. I don't have a degree. I don't have a finance degree. I don't have my master's degree. I do have my PhD, as Esther said, which is my public high school diploma. But I have a plethora of education, because when I didn't know, I got the education. I went to summits like this to find my next coaches, right? I went to summits like this to get the nuggets I needed to take my business to the next level. And then I implemented it. Yeah. So when you come to the summit, after 3 days, you will have a clear strategy of what you need to do next, and you'll have the resources to do it.
Yay.
right? I need you to know that this isn't sprinkle fairy dust. It's not a sell-a-thon, right? Speakers aren't selling. We're serving. We're coming with an open heart. We're coming. You come empty, we'll come full. You come empty, we'll come full. And we will pour into you. So Penny Lynn, I need to see you there. Lynetta, I need you to see you there.
She's in. She's in. She's in.
Awesome.
So Susie, tell us who should come to the Big Money Business Summit. Who should be there?
Perfect. So if you, perfect question. So if you are starting out and you need clarity, right? Because we talked about that earlier, and you need to look at what are the things that I need to start first. You need to be there. If you're starting to grow your business and your business is at that place where you don't really know what to do next, you need to be at the Big Money Business Summit. If you're ready to explode and get off the hamster wheel and make the profit you deserve, because remember, profit is what the value we get as business owners. Profit isn't what's left over. We create profit. Then you need to be there. So there's really 3 types of business. You're building, you're sustaining, or you're prospering. Yeah. Which one are you?
All right. Y'all want to answer that and put it in chat, or you just want to think about it?
Answer it. I'm building.
Put it in chat. And while you're there, make sure that you click on the link.
Yeah, I'm building, I'm sustaining, I'm prospering. Put it in the chat and see what you are. I love it. John's like, that's good. John's my brother. I just love him.
Yeah.
Thank you. Look, Sonia's throwing in the women's retreat because we're talking about it, because Esther and I will be there. That's awesome for sure.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. So guys, so listen, the Big Money Business Summit 197. This is the link. It's posted where it says Facebook user. That is the link. And that's the link. Y'all can read it, right?
Yeah, we can all read it.
LY Big Money Business Summit online. So you want to make sure that you connect to that link and get your 197 into the Business Summit. And you have to decide who it's for. But I will, just to reiterate what Susie has said, because we've been on, this has been good conversation though. This has been really good conversation. You're a coach, you're a pastor, you're a pastor's wife, you're a speaker, you're a parallelpreneur, an entrepreneur. You have a side hustle, whatever it is, you are a virtual assistant, whatever it is that you're now beginning, don't do it alone.
Yes, don't do it alone.
That you need. Nikki says here, Nikki's saying good stuff. She says, I've learned so much just from her book, so much healing around money. You can have a profitable business if you have a solid foundation, starting with your belief and mindset around money. That is exactly why you need to be at the Big Money Business Summit. It's not just about money, guys. It's so much more, so much deeper.
So much more.
My husband says, I've never seen Susie in a setting where she didn't pour valuable nuggets, wisdom, and focus into the atmosphere. If you're in it, you'll catch it. For sure. Excellent. Yay. So Susie, do you mind?
No.
Tell them that you're coming to my retreat.
Your retreat. Yes. So I'm coming.
Coming to relax. Y'all know I'm going to work her. So
yeah. So I'm coming to Esther's retreat. So I want you to know that if you're not coming there, you need to come, because together we're going to have a powerful, I want to say a week. I don't even know how many days it is, but it's a week, right?
It's a week, 5 days. Yeah.
Right, of relaxation.
For the 6th day, if you register, you waste no time and you get registered right now. You get to come in the extra day.
I love it. Tessa's ready, registered and ready. I'm so excited. So I'm coming as a participant, but I'm also going to step into co-leadership with Esther, because, I can't not do that. This my people. That's my people. Right. Tessa, which is very exciting.
You've registered and ready for the Big Money Business Summit. Is that right, yes. Tessa? Yay.
Yes.
So much value from it. Tessa is a new entrepreneur. She's a new coach, but she's doing great things. So congratulations, Tessa.
Awesome. Yes. Penny Lynn is registered. She's in. She's coming. That's awesome.
Yay.
It is Bananaramas. So much energy, so much fun, so much good content, right? We feed your heart, we feed your soul, we feed your money pocket, right? To go, what's the strategy I need to get me to that next level and having
level. Sonia says she can't wait.
Unrecognizable future. That's what we want to create for you. Your unrecognizable future, not ours, yours.
Yeah.
to go. And it's all about tribe and community. And if you've not been in my community, Penny Lynn has, Zena's been in there, Nikki's been in there, Esther's been in there, right? Then you have no idea what a treat that is. John's in there, right? Such a treat, such world-class game changers come to this event. And so you never know who your next business partner is. You never know.
You never know. You never know. But what you will know is that they are movers and shakers as well.
Yes.
Right. That's what you will know. And that's what's great about it. It just opens up so many doors of possibilities when you decide that you're going to walk through that door. Right? So many doors of possibilities. So that's what I love. Thank you so much, Susie. Thank you for talking about the retreat. I have to tell you guys that Susie was the first one to register for the retreat because she said, I just need this. I need to relax. It's been a tough year. And that's what's great about the retreat. While it is live, it's in a safe environment, COVID friendly. You got to have your negative COVID test before you get there. And it's only 14, just 14 people. Susie said to me, Esther, just 14. I said, yeah. I said, just 14 because I wanted it intimate and I want us to feel safe.
Yes.
So that we're in a very safe environment. And so are you ready for this? Drum roll. I'm so excited. We have 3 spots left.
Woo! I am so excited. That is amazing.
Excited, so super excited. So make sure that if you have not registered us yet, that you register because the spots are going. We start our connection calls in February, letting everybody know what's going to be happening at the retreat, how to dress, what to bring, and some of what we'll be doing just to, get the excitement and the momentum ready for us to relax, to relate, to release, to rejuvenate, to be in a spirit-filled, God-focused, content-rich environment, right? Where we can be transformed and healing over everything, whatever that may be. Just you have that struggle that some of us, like when I went to mine, didn't even know there were some things, and yet. Right. So that's what I love about it. So 2 great events, I must say. Make sure if you can't come to the retreat, get to that Big Money Business Summit. You got to get there. Because listen, I understand if you can't come to the retreat. I get it. I know it's live. But the Big Money Business Summit, there's no excuse because it's virtual.
It's virtual. We're ready to serve. So
you can be in your pajamas.
Yes.
Thank you, Susie. Anything you want to say to close?
I would say the only thing that's stopping you is fear, right? Fear of not doing it right, fear of just being afraid. And fear leads us to believe that where we are right now is a safe place and going forward is a risk. But the truth is, you're always at risk when you're standing still. Yeah. Risk of stagnating, but more importantly, risk of missing out on your own destiny. So listen to your call. Listen to the voice, sign up for the Big Money Business Summit. And if you can join us, there's only 3 spots left. Come and join us for the retreat because that's going to be fire. Fire. Whoop, whoop, as Nikki says.
Thank you so much, Susie. I love you. Susie's my coach. She's my friend. My business has grown so much since she's been in my life. I'm so glad I came to, Speak and Write, and saw Lisa Nichols, who is phenomenal. And Lisa introduced me to you, and that has been the best. I have to tell y'all, this is Lisa Nichols, business coach. Lisa stood and said, Susie Carter is my business coach. And you guys heard her say how together they built Lisa's business. And y'all, if you know Lisa, you know where her business is, right? And so here's Susie offering you guys the same opportunity because wealth is all of our birthright, and God has no respect of person. He'll give anybody if you just step out and say, that's me. So I love you guys. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you guys. We're going to come off now. I appreciate you. Share this video, share the Facebook chat. And if you're going to watch the replay, put #replay and just let us know where you're from. Take care. God bless you. Have a phenomenal week. Bye-bye.